My name's Cal, and I'm the founder of Rep Performance, and I'm super excited to bring you the COVID Combine. The COVID Combine is a series of fitness tests that we put together in a platform to allow you to compete with others and stay motivated in your training, even in these hard times upon us. One of those others is none other than the captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Nick Foligno, a dear friend of mine. And recently I had a chance to sit down with Nick and talk to him about his perspective on fitness testing and how he feels it's instrumental as a tool for you to stay motivated and also apply guidance to your training.
How much bigger do you see the fitness testing world? So like maybe outside of sport, looking at that school realm, like do you see it being a pivotal part in even maybe curriculum?
I absolutely, I was just going to tell you, like, you know, what's neat about when I started working with you is I think you start using testing as feedback, not as a final result. You know, I think a lot of times in our world, you know, you get a grade or you're told this is what you did it in and it's final. It's on the record books and it's there and it's like, oh God, that's all I could do. And it's like, no, it's just progress. It's on a chain of a way to get going and a way to improve. And that's what I think I've really enjoyed. Is testing isn't you sometimes like, oh, I got a test today. And I remember in school, I'd have a 2 mile or a mile run and you have to do it. And then you'd be miserable because you're like, oh, it's like everyone's so anxious about it. But had I had this mentality that we've kind of worked towards, and you've shown me through this rep and the way it's kind of worked, is that no, it's progress. It's okay. This is your score. Now let's work in between to get to your next level, and then your next level, and then you never know where you're going to go, and it's fun. It's a journey, you know. And I think that's what's neat for school is, you know, it's like anything. You go to first grade, and you move on to second grade, third grade, fourth grade. Well, this is the exact same thing. It follows the exact same guidelines, you know, where you excel at one thing. Okay, now what are you doing in between to get to that next level, to get to that next grade, to get to that next grade? And so I think for me, it ties in beautifully with school because it's something that kids can understand quite easily. And the way you've set it up, it's a motivator. You know, it's allowing kids to see their progress in real time and look forward to something and then, you know, be able to hit that goal and then keep moving forward and realizing that their potential is only what they limit themselves with. And I think that's so important for our kids and in our school systems especially. I think that's the way the world needs to start thinking is you know, it's progress, it's feedback, and as you keep going, you know, don't put any limits on yourself, and I think you enjoy it more. I think kids will enjoy fitness more because of it, because they're seeing, you know, this is fun. You know, it's fun to see how well you can do at something and go at your pace. You know, yeah, you can compare yourself to somebody, but if that's not for you, you can just compare yourself to yourself, and that's an incredible thing for a lot of people, where you go at your pace and you work as hard as you can. And it's amazing where that can take you, and it's helped me. I mean, it's the way I look at it a lot of times. I'm not, you know, comparing myself to, you know, train with Marcus a lot or other guys on this team. You can't, you know, there's just everyone's built differently and they got different shapes and sizes, and but you know what you do well and what makes you successful, and this is one of those things that gears you towards that.
Fitness testing is critically important to your development. It's not something that we commonly do, especially within the school systems, and it's not something that we implement at young enough ages, because fitness testing isn't about, you know, necessarily always competing and comparing yourself to others. It's about that insight into what you need to be training on today in order to get you to where you want to be tomorrow. And that insight over time, to be able to know where you were last year and where you are today, is motivating. And it continues to push and drive this internal determination within yourself to be better, to push yourself, to find out, where am I going to be in 5 years? Where am I going to be in 8 years? And that's the exciting part about testing. It's not meant to be scary, you know, it's meant to be help.
What are your thoughts on testing, and how imperative is it for you to see your progress over time?
You know what I love about testing is as competitive as it is against other people, you know, I think a lot of times testing is compared to everybody else. What I love it for mostly is myself. I mean, I never want to train. I always know that everyone's working hard and doing what they're supposed to be doing, but I want to know that I'm pushing myself to my limits, to my, you know, to beat my scores, because ultimately that's who you're battling against. I know that if I'm doing those things, that I will ultimately, because of my confidence in myself and my abilities and those things, I feel like I'll have an advantage when I step on the ice. But for me, it's always about the inner battle. And that's what I love about the testing, is because that's the only way you're really going to tell if you're getting better. You know, you can go and join a bunch of guys and see where you rank, but sometimes those are just strengths that you already have, and the weaknesses. So where are you really improving on? What are you really, getting to? And I love that this, the way we've trained has shown me that I've improved in my weaknesses, more, and I've improved in my strengths. And it's so neat to see the correlation between both, and how you become an overall better athlete because of it. I get so excited, when I see those incremental, now at the age I'm at, incremental, improvements, because it means something. It means that what you're doing is right. And we train with Marcus as well, and just to see him too, it excites me how he's getting his personal bests. And then we're comparing each other maybe when we're at the same age, and we have all that data now that we can use and kind of see, and wow, you really excelled here. Wow, it was a struggle for you here. And that's that kind of information for an athlete overall is incredible. But I think even just a person, when you can see day in, day out, you don't need weeks and weeks. You just need every day, every other day almost, you're getting information back to you that tells you that you're improving or where you need to improve. And that's what I love about the testing. It's factual. It's right there. It's hard data, and it allows you to now make another plan to get better. And that's what you're always trying to do, is just get better some way, somehow.
To join the COVID Combine, simply just go to our website, www.repperformanceapp.com. There's a link there to the Combine. You can check out our site. If you have any questions whatsoever about your training or how the Combine works, or what our philosophies are as a company in general, please reach out. I'll answer them, and my team will answer them. If you have questions about your training, reach out. But I'd love to get you involved, and I'd love to help you, along with all the athletes out there, achieve your goals and be the best possible you can be.